Hey everybody, hello. This is Joanne Marime from Joanne Marime Coaching. I hope that you're having a fantastic day because I am. And on the next series of videos, I wanted to tackle something that I think is extremely critical when it comes to your career. So, if this is your first time seeing this face, my name is Joanne Marime. I'm a career and confidence coach. I help ambitious professionals to land their dream jobs, to make more money, and to lead fulfilling lives. Now, if you've never seen me, just go to social media. I'm Joanne Marime everywhere. And you might be wondering what gives this girl the authority to tell me about my career. Well, I'll let you know a little bit about myself. Born and raised in Kenya. I moved to the United States when I was 30. Whoop, 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 whoop. And for most of my 20s, I was broke, disillusioned, uh, broke like the Ten Commandments. That's the best way to describe it. Homeless a couple of times. I ended up working in some of the most dangerous places in the world just to survive. And woot woot to all the people who are out there just trying to make ends meet. I hear you. You know, I was rejected thousands of times. I still get rejections to date. So that's just part of the human journey. But most importantly, after deciding to change my life, I moved to the United States when I was 30. That was in 2017. And I decided that I needed to do something different because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, hoping for different results. So I got myself a career coach when I moved to the United States. And I remember this lady told me, my career coach, Joanne, you're a woman in America. You're a black woman in America. Things are different for you here. You're going to have to do things differently. And as a result of that, I followed all the things she told me. And I ended up landing my first dream job at ExxonMobil, the biggest oil and gas company in the world. And then that was within a year of me getting to the United States. And then from there, it's just been an upward trajectory. And I thank God. I give all glory and honor to the Almighty God. And just for Him enabling me to, first of all, be able to understand and to follow what I am taught, and also now to follow my passion to teach other people the things that I've learned, not only from that class that I took, that coaching class that I took, but also from my experience as both a senior program manager now at Microsoft, somebody who's hired both, interns, career people, senior folks. So I've been on both sides. I've been on the interviewee side and the interviewer side. And so I moved on from ExxonMobil. I went to work at Amazon, and then now I work at Microsoft. So I'm a senior program manager in the cloud and AI space. I love everything that I do. My job is to enable the top customers on Azure Core or on Azure. If you know the cloud space, or if you've been in there for a little while, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. And I love what I do. Some of my accomplishments are such as bringing in the top revenue and handling the top customers. So right now, my portfolio brings in about $10 billion for Microsoft. So I understand money, I understand revenue, but most importantly, I'm passionate about helping people just like you to land your dream jobs as well. And so one of the things I wanted to talk about on this particular video, because I'm not going to cover everything. There's tons of stuff to talk about. But today we are going to talk about something that I find very interesting. Uncovering your next career steps. So over the last 1 week, 2 weeks, actually over the last 3 years, I would say over the last 8 years that I've been in the United States, pretty much all my life, I think. As a millennial, I can tell you one thing for sure, that our generation and the generations to come are experiencing something different when it comes to career, right? Job security is gone, career security is in. So you're the only person who can build your career security, right? And if you're wondering what I'm talking about when I mean career security, go back to my other videos. I've debunked that. And if you have any questions, just feel free to drop me an email or DM. My email is joannemarimecoaching@gmail.com, or DM me on all of my socials. You'll find me there. I will endeavor to answer you. Now, if you are in the job market right now, you understand that there's like a lot of volatility. There's a lot of layoffs. Over the last couple of weeks, there have been layoffs. My company, particularly Microsoft, has also laid off 6,000 people a week ago, which is insane if you ask me. And this is becoming the norm. Like every year, every quarter, every half year, every end of the year, there's always going to be layoffs. And we've been told this is the new norm. So I'm just here to tell you, this is not going away. This is how companies operate. So instead of us focusing on, oh my God, things we cannot control, like layoffs, we can control our careers, however, right? And that's why I'm here as your job search godmother or fairy godmother, just helping you figure that out, right? So when you've been laid off, or let's say you're early on in your career, when you're starting out, one of the things that you need to really, really be clear about is which career do you want to go into? Now, if you're like me, because remember, all of my 20s, I was just stumbling around. I was homeless. I was broke. I was all the things. I was like majority of you. Now, statistics have shown that most of us, all we do is just stumble from one job to the next. That's all we do. Now, a poll was conducted. I did not conduct this poll. This is by a fellow career strategist. And she found that she wanted to understand. She asked a simple question. How did you go about choosing your career, right? And she gave 4 different options. So option number 1 was, was it because of family pressure or society? Number 2 was, did you explore? Did you actually sit down, figure out what your strengths and weaknesses and values and all the things that you think are great about you are? And then you match that with the available opportunities so that then you could come down to the career that made sense. Or did you follow your passion? You're just passionate about it. You don't care about anything. I'm just passionate about it, right? Or the biggest category here, which the statistics revealed, or at least the poll revealed, that a lot of people fall into this category. They just stumbled into the opportunity. I'm one of those people. Okay, so you're not the only ones. I only changed this 8 years ago when I moved to the United States, and I was able to work with a career coach. So I ask you and I urge you, if you would like to work with me, at the end of this video, I'm gonna link down the video below how you can go ahead to get in contact with me, so that we can, work together, book a one-on-one call with me. It's absolutely free. Let's see how I can help you. Now, again, I also have a ton of courses that I've put out there, a lot of free material, just as this one, which you can use to actually take actionable steps that will give you so much value, okay? So I do have my Career Accelerator coaching course that's online, and it's absolutely self-paced, so you can take it at your own pleasure, work it out without me being there, or you can choose to work one-on-one with me as well. And that's why you will have to book some time with me so we can do a free career exploratory call so that we can see if you're the right fit to work with me, because I don't work with everybody, but we have to figure out whether you're the right fit, okay? And maybe if I can't help you, I'll definitely point you in the right direction. Okay, so again, these were the results of that poll. So the poll indicated that 10% of the folks who actually were interviewed said, their current careers are as a result of family pressure or society pressure. So maybe you became a doctor because everybody told you that's the right thing to do, or because every person in your family is a doctor, okay? 14%, which is where we all want to be. And this is what I teach in my Career Accelerator coaching program. This is the right way. This is the sweet spot. This is where you want to be. 22% followed their passions. Well, the challenge with following your passion is most of the time just your passion. There's nothing wrong with having a passion, but there are many other aspects that you also have to think about. What kind of life do you want to live, right? Is it going to give you enough money to afford the lifestyle that you want to give your family and your children and maybe yourself? Maybe you're the kind of person who loves traveling like me or something like that. Is this job, is this passion of yours going to be able to afford you the lifestyle that you would like? And then, 54% stumbled onto their roles. So again, you don't want to be there. Stumbling onto your role might seem like the right thing, might seem like the easy thing, but this is actually the harder path to take, because let's talk about most of us. We stumbled onto the first roles, and then maybe we were given a promotion, and then maybe you got a second promotion and you became good at your job, but you hate your job, you hate your boss, you hate everything that has to do with them. But because it's paying you more and you hate the environment where you were, you probably got somebody to say, hey, a recruiter reached out to you after 4 or 5 years of being in this particular industry, and you said, oh, okay. You moved companies to a different company, same role though. You hate what you do still, right? And maybe a little bit more money. And then 10 years down the line, this was, by the way, my whole 20s. You wake up and you're like, what the heck am I doing with my life? I hate everything. What should I do? So what did I do? I stopped stumbling and I figured out, I created a strategy for my life. I figured out what was good for me. And did I get it perfect the first time around? No. I went into finance. I hit it every minute after that. And then I decided, no, I want to go back into tech. And I love, 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 love what I do today, right? So what I'm saying is that you have to get very, very clear. The lazy way of doing things is stumbling onto a job and hoping that you never have to think about it, right? You never have to actually sit down, write down, do research, and figure out what it is that you want to do. That's the lazy way of doing things. The right way and the long lasting way, and the thing that will guarantee you career security. Remember, we are not talking about job security. That doesn't exist anymore. Career security, whereby you are in charge of your happiness. You know that even if this company was to lay me off today, tomorrow, I'm going to go in and get a job that I like. That because you've created career security. So most of us are just applying right now to millions of different jobs without really getting clear on exactly what it is that we are looking for. So I urge you to get clear. Clarity is key. So you might say, Joanne, so how do I go about doing that? I'm glad that you asked. So we've gotten very clear on the fact that stumbling is not the way to do it. The sweet spot is when you actually you've explored, you've done your homework, and now you know what it is that you like, and then you focus on that. So we're going to focus on a little bit of a formula that I was taught by one of my career coaches. It's called the wealth formula. This is not my formula, guys. It's something that I was taught. So it's called the wealth formula, right? So what is the wealth formula? The wealth formula means, what are your values? What are your strengths? What is the market demand? Once you figured that out, so values plus strengths plus market demand is equals to wealth. And yes, I know it's not spelled WEALTH. No, it's wealth. And that's for a reason. Okay. So again, you can see I've really made it clear. Do not base your career decisions on your passions and interests. Just that. That is not going to be able to give you what you want and what you need. You want to base it on your core values. That's number one. So you might be asking, Joanna, what are core values? I'm glad you asked. So core values are your core priorities, right? What makes you tick? So for example, you might be somebody who is somebody who likes, you're a person of integrity. You're a person who values family. You value relationships, right? you value, you want a balanced lifestyle that allows you to build interpersonal relationships. You like to be intellectually stimulated. So or whatever lifestyle values, for example, you are you the kind of person who's a workaholic and wants to work 24 hours, or are you the kind of person that says, hey, I want to clock off at 5 p.m and go spend time with my family, and I don't want to hear about work until the next day 8 a.m. And that, it just depends on what your values are. So on this video, I'm going to teach you, number one, I've told you the wealth formula, which is very, very simple. It's values plus strengths plus market demand is equals to wealth. Again, values plus core strengths plus market demand is equals to wealth. So there's no other circumventing that. You have to really figure out on your next role, what are your values, right? What are your strengths as well? What is the market demand? And then make sure you are routing yourself towards that. Now you want to make, so step one, and this is what we're going to focus on this video. Step one on the wealth formula is getting you to understand your values. We've talked about what your values are. So you want to create a comprehensive list of all of your values, okay? A comprehensive list. Now, let's go back to what I talked about before. We talked about career stumbling. So you probably took your first job out of college, then you were offered a promotion, and then another promotion, and then you got into a new company, same role, you got a raise, and then you came to an epiphany. I hate everything that I do. This is 20 years of your time. Thank God mine was 8 years. So I don't want you to be like me and spend 10 years of nonsense. Well, it's not nonsense, but really, it's not what you're good at. It doesn't align with your values. It doesn't align. It's not your strength. And also the market demand for it is dwindling. So you need to figure out what kind of, you're not going to be wealthy that way. Okay. So going back to the values, you have to write them down. Okay. Take a piece of paper. As you've seen, as I coach, I like writing things down, right? So I want you to take a piece of paper or a notebook and write down all the values that make you amazing, right? And then you're going to ask yourself a couple of questions, okay? And just, let's see, I'm going to I've written the values down. Hang on. Yeah, here we are. So I got it. So you want to write top things you value in a job. And so you might say, Joanne, what kind of values are those? Glad you asked. So number one, you might be looking for advancement. Any job that you're going to go into has to have an opportunity for advancement. Don't go into a job where you'll be at the same level for the next 10 years because you're going to get frustrated. You're going to wake up and quit. Okay. Then you want a job that gives you autonomy, right? What is autonomy? It gives you the ability to do other things. In America and across the globe, essentially, diversity and inclusion is so important. I know right now there's a lot of leadership and some craziness going on in the world where people are still so focused on race. And the other thing I always ask is, how dumb can you be to just be discriminating against somebody else because of the color of their skin? When you are cut, all of you look exactly the same underneath that. So the color of your skin, the color of my skin doesn't make me any better than you. Okay. So for me, diversity and inclusivity is extremely important. And that gives me the autonomy to do my job well. I'm extremely lucky that I work in a company that despite all the push to get D&I out of the United States, still values D&I, and they've made it extremely clear that that is what they stand for, right? So Microsoft stands for inclusivity. So one of the things I love working, why I love working in that particular company is because of that, as compared to other places that I have been in, which, there's a lot of stuff going on and people are very narrow-sighted. One of the things I want to tell you is that when you're creating a product, it's not going to go specifically to a black person or a white person. You want to create a product that's global. So if your product is global, then how dumb can you be if you don't want to hire a global team? So this is my call to all companies who are, if you have that toxic culture, I think it's time to rethink, because in the next 10 years you're going to be out of business, because all of us, the diversity is not going to go away, it's only going to increase. God put us all here for a reason, and I believe that I love all people. I don't care, because all of us are the same, and all souls, as long as you're here, you're important, not only to me but to God. If you're important to God, you're important to me. So I think it's just dumb, and I'm a smart person. I don't do dumb things. Okay. Balance. You want a balanced job. Now, you don't want to be burned out. Early on in my career, I was working like, 12, 14, 15, 16-hour days every day, and I got burned out, guys. So now I value my time. Okay, I'm not going to be burning my candle at both ends all the time, because I know it's not good for my mental health. It's not good for my body. I gained a ton of weight. Man, it was the amount of time it took me to get out of that space, and just where I almost lost my mind, was not worth it. Was not worth the amount of money that I made. So again, you want to be sure you understand that. And then the commute, do you have to go into work every single day? If that's what you like, great. Or is it flexible in that you can work remotely, right? I work remotely, right? And so I love that. I love that I can only go into the office when I want to. When I don't want to, nobody's over my head, because I work in a global team. Again, I told you it's important to look at the companies that you're going to. What are their values? Is there micromanagement? I cannot stand any of that. So again, top things you value in a job: advancement, autonomy, balance, and the commute, right? Put that down as a list and figure out, what are your values. If you don't care about any of the above, you're good to go. You don't need to worry. Then you have a plethora of opportunity. Now, I want to give you an example of one of my clients, because I've worked with thousands of clients and helped them to land their dream jobs. And on another video, we'll really talk about what is a dream job, because I think there's also that misconception about what a dream job is. I mean, there's a lot of talk out there about how you don't have to work a day in your life. As far as I know, I've had to work for everything, and I think that is a lie. I don't want to sell you a lie and tell you that there's a job that you're going to go into that you won't have to work. You're going to have to work. The only difference is, are you going to like it? Is it going to align with your values? Is it going to align with your strengths? Is it going to pay you enough money to be able to live well, right? Is it going to have the market demand? Is it being demanded for? Is it on demand? And then that's going to make you wealthy and happy, because it's not just about money. It's about a balanced lifestyle. But yes, you're going to have to work, unless it's just a hobby. And even a hobby, you're still going to have to work. So get out of the thought process of, I never have to work a day in my life. No. You're going to have to put in some work. Okay. So I was going to tell you about my client. Her name is Sarah, and I was working with Sarah, and she had really, really, really wanted to get into the software engineering field, right? She thought about it. She loved it. From the outside looking in, it was glamorous, and she wanted to work at a particular company, right? Very high rated tech company. And she'd been applying for months before she came to talk to me, and we started working together, and she'd not been successful. So when we started working together, one of the things that I teach in my Career Accelerator coaching program is we have to get career clarity. We do not just jump into looking for jobs. No. That we can do. But the first thing is, I don't want you to go down a rabbit hole that you don't like. So we did a lot of that work together. And once she's done all the stuff that I'd asked her to do, getting clear on her values, her strengths, the market demand, doing informational interviews with some of the folks that worked in that particular industry, she realized, man, that it looked good and the pay was great, but the burnout was a lot, and the bullying in the particular industry was also a lot. And there's just all these things that she was finding out that made her realize this is not what she wanted to do. But guess what? We were able to work together to get clear on that she wanted to be a technical program manager. And now she earns top dollar at one of the biggest tech companies in the world, Google, as a TPM, and she's super happy with her role. It's balanced. It enables her to do exactly what she wanted to do. It's still very technical, but there's not as much burnout as what the other, path had indicated for her. So that's the power of getting career clarity. So if you're one of those folks who's just been laid off, or you're starting off in your career, especially early on in your career, I urge you to DM me. And again, I'm going to link below how you can get in touch with me and how you can work with me, or you can buy one of my products, or, just keep following me and I'll keep on teaching you what you need to do. And so, you know what? No matter what, just remember, you're awesome. You got this. All right. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.